How's your women's March Madness bracket doing? If you picked chalk, you should be in prime position. The 2025 Women's NCAA Tournament officially tipped off Friday, and aside from a couple of upsets, like No. 7 Vanderbilt falling to No. 10 Oregon in overtime or No. 10 South Dakota State defeating No. 7 Oklahoma State, higher-seeded teams have taken care of business against lower-seeded teams in the opening round. All four of the number 1 seeds in the tournament, UCLA, South Carolina, Texas and USC, comfortably cruised to the second round after defeating their first-round opponents by an average margin of victory of 47 points. And a total of 6 teams, South Carolina, Notre Dame, Tennessee, UConn, Texas and LSU, surpassed 100 points in the first round, a tournament record for a single round. According to ESPN, the largest blowout in the first round belonged to No. 2 UConn, which tied the 7th largest margin of victory in women's March Madness history with a 103-34 win over No. 15 Arkansas State. More on that later. The tournament record was set in 2017 when No. 1 Baylor defeated No. 16 Texas Southern by a whopping 89 points in a first-round matchup that ended 119-30. Before we set our sights on the second round of this year's tournament, let's take a look at the biggest blowouts in the opening round of 64. March Madness. Big upsets are rare in women's NCAA tournament. Is this the year that changes? More. NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament Bracket Breakdown. Best games, players to watch 69 points, No. 2 UConn vs. No. 15 Arkansas State. Final score, UConn 103, Arkansas State 34. Largest lead, 72 points. UConn is in pursuit of its first national championship since 2016, and the Huskies got off to a great start in the first round with a rout of Arkansas State. Azzi Fudd dropped 27 points, 10 for 13 FG, 6 for 9 3PT, in her first tourney appearance since 2023 and had a career-high 7 assists. Freshman Sarah Strong recorded her 4th straight double-double with 20 points, 12 rebounds, 5 assists and 5 blocks, the first player in 25 years to record that stat line. The Huskies scored 35 points off turnovers alone and held Arkansas State to 12 of 70 from the field. WHO is Azzi Fudd. UConn star dropped 21 points in first half versus Arkansas State 61 points, No. 2 Duke vs. No. 15 Lehigh. Final score, Duke 86, Lehigh 25. Largest lead, 61 points. The Blue Devils recorded their largest margin of victory this season, while holding Lehigh to the second lowest point total in NCAA women's tournament history. Duke did so with both their offense and defense. 3 Blue Devils scored in double digits, led by sophomore Luchi Okonanwa's 15 points, 6 of 10 FG, 2, 3 PT, 7 rebounds, 3 steals and 2 assists. The Mountain Hawks were held to single digits in each quarter in the game. This is March. Doesn't matter who your opponent is. You address each and every one with the same intensity, Okonanwa said after the win. 60 points, No. 1 South Carolina vs. No. 16 Tennessee Tech. Final score, South Carolina 108, Tennessee Tech 48. Largest lead, 63 points. South Carolina entered Friday's first-round matchup with extra motivation after being snubbed for the number 1 overall seed. The Gamecocks came out and made a statement with a 60-point victory over Tennessee Tech. Freshman Joyce Edwards had a team-high 22 points, 9 of 12 FG, while Milasia Fulwiley added 15 points. South Carolina leads the nation in bench points per game, 42.2, this season and showcased its depth on Friday. The Gamecocks' 66 bench points Friday marked the most in NCAA tournament history. South Carolina, Raven Johnson brings energy in March Madness beatdown of Tennessee Tech. Dawn Staley, South Carolina women's basketball superfan plies gifts head coach gem-studded chain 55 points, No. 3. LSU vs. No. 14 San Diego State. Final score, LSU 103, San Diego State 48. Largest lead, 56 points. LSU head coach Kim Mulkey said, "The 3 seed has been good to us." She wasn't wrong. The Tigers set a new program record for points scored in an NCAA tournament game with 103, surpassing their 102-point performance in the 2023 national championship win versus Iowa. LSU was a number 3 seed when they won the title that year. There were question marks surrounding Flaujae Johnson and Anissa Morrow heading into the tournament as the two were spotted wearing walking boots during the Selection Sunday broadcast, but the Stars combined for 34 points in the dominant victory. 52 points, no. 3 Notre Dame vs. No. 14 Stephen F. Austin. Final score: Notre Dame 106, Stephen F. Austin 54. Largest lead: 55 points. Notre Dame entered the NCAA tournament losing 3 of its last 5 games, but the Fighting Irish corrected course with a dominant first-round win, which marked the second time in program history that Notre Dame surpassed 100 points in March Madness. 5 players scored in the double digits, led by Sonia Citron 24 and Hannah Hidalgo 24. Notre Dame placed an emphasis on defense, swiping 18 steals and forcing 28 turnovers. It wasn't all smiles for Notre Dame. Olivia Miles' night ended early due to an ankle injury. Olivia Miles' injury update: Notre Dame guard exits Stephen F. Austin game after hurting ankle. 46, no. 1 USC vs. No. 16 UNC Greensboro. Final score: USC 71, UNC Greensboro 25. Largest lead: 46 points. The Trojans held the Spartans to the second lowest point total in NCAA women's tournament history, and their 46-point margin of victory marked the program's largest in a March Madness game. Sophomore Juju Watkins led the way with a game-high 22 points, 8 rebounds and 3 steals. She's scored double digits in every game this season. Senior Kiki Iriafen added a double-double with 13 points and 13 rebounds, marking her 12th of the season. The Trojans scored 32 points off of 23 turnovers and held the Spartans to 7-0 F54 from the field. Juju Watkins injury update: rolled ankle in USC March Madness game today. 44, no. 5 Kansas State vs. No. 12 Fairfield. Final score: Kansas State 85, Fairfield 41. Largest lead: 44 points. Kansas State soundly defeated Fairfield by 44 points following the return of Stars center Ioka Lee, who put up a double-double with 17 points, 7 of 10 FG, and 10 rebounds in her first game in nearly a month. Guard Serena Sundel flirted with a double-double with 18 points, 8 of 10 FG, 9 assists and 2 steals. Kansas State out-rebounded Fairfield 44-19 and held the Stags to 15 of 51 from the field. 44, no. 1 Texas vs. No. 16 William and Mary. Final score: Texas 105, William and Mary 61. Largest lead: 45 points. Madison Booker showed exactly why she's the SEC Player of the Year following a 20-point, 14-rebound double-double performance. The Longhorns pulled away from William and Mary in the second half and led by as many as 45 points in the win. Texas outscored William and Mary 56-22 in the paint and out-rebounded the Tribe 51-26.38, no. 1 UCLA vs. No. 16 Southern. Final score: UCLA 84, Southern 46. Largest lead: 38 points. The number 1 overall seed opened the NCAA tournament by setting a program record for the largest margin of victory in March Madness history. 6 Bruins scored in double digits, led by Lauren Betts 14 points, 6 blocks, 4 assists, 3 blocks and 1 steal. Will this be the season UCLA women's basketball breaks through? The Bruins have advanced as far as the Elite Eight twice, 1999, 2018, and Sweet 16 9 times, most recently last season, but have never made it to the Final Four. Lauren Betts. Stats: what to know